there, music lovers. It's the D-Man again, live from his basement with all this music that no human possible can actually listen to in a lifetime. But I have so much of it, and I'm trying to share it with you all. Today's episode of Shine a Light, we're going to be dealing with straight ahead jazz. And what is straight ahead jazz, you may ask? You know, it's artists like Miles Davis and John Coltrane and Thelonious Monk. It's a musical art form which is akin to classical music, that it has the breadth and the structure that is, you know, very unique. And just like you heard in our opening piece, that was a song called Faith in Action, off the title album called Faith in Action, which is from our featured artist today, Orrin Evans, out of Philadelphia. He's a Philly legend, a Philly treasure, but there's also a lot of Philadelphians who don't know him, and that's why we're spotlighting him today. And so straight ahead jazz, I had to learn how to appreciate and listen to artists like Orrin Evans musically. And I had two people to help me out with that. The first was Harrison Ridley, a music historian and a good friend. Rest in power, my good friend. You taught me well. What did he teach me? He taught me that the individual jazz song is a composition, but then each instrument individually is a composition. And so he began to really help me to listen to each individual instrument in the midst of the song and be able to then put it together for the composition. So he helped me train my musical ear to listening to straight ahead jazz, and so I'm so very thankful that Harrison did that for me. And then also the other teacher I had was my good friend Craig Baylor, who's one of my co-workers there at Sound of Market, and he was able to teach me the people, the persons behind, you know, the jazz music, because each individual artist, when you get a chance to know who they are, that's a part of what makes the music that they make. You know, they don't make music distant from who they are. And so he began to teach me, about the individuals and the people behind it. And one of the people that he started to teach me about was Orrin Evans, as he introduced him to me, as Orrin was a regular customer, at Sound of Market. And from there I started to learn who he was and the musical breadth that he's been able to put forth over these years. I had no idea he had recorded that many albums, over the time span that he was recording albums. And so I started listening to his music, and one of the times that transformed my understanding of just how great he was as a musician was one of the times I went down to Chris's Jazz Cafe, a night when he was performing there. And I got a chance to meet him and his good friend, jazz artist Sean Jones, that night, and I was able to buy my first Orrin Evans CD, The Evolution of Oneness, and to get into that night to see him perform. And so that was great. And I've gotten more albums of Orrin over the years, and to dig into that, but I really wanted to take this time to not only share with Philadelphia, but also to other musical listeners the breadth of the work that Orrin Evans has put forth over the years. And so what I want to do is I want to share with you a song off his new album. The new album is called The Intangible Between. And this song that I chose, that I really like the most off the album, is a song called Time for Love, which actually features Sean Jones on sax. And so I'm going to give you a little taste of that, and in the midst of that you'll get a chance to see a little journey down his discography in the midst of that video. And then when we come back, I'll give you more information about how to get some of Orrin Evans' music, as well as how you can continue to support this channel and this show. that song was A Time for Love, my favorite song off of the new Orrin Evans album, the Intangible In Between, featuring Sean Jones on sax. But I chose that song because if there ever was a time for love, it's now. And this year, 2020, with so much madness going on, coming from each side, the east, west, north, and south, if there ever was a time for love, it's now. And so, I just ask you to love yourself a little bit more, love your fellow man and woman a little bit more, love this world a little bit more. And if we would do that, then maybe ourselves and this world would be a better place. It's also time for me to let you know how to pick up that song, because it's on the new album. You can pick up that song off of the Orrin Evans website, which is orrinevans.com. You'll be able to pick up that CD as well as other projects by Orrin. And so do that. Take the time to explore his discography, his music, and what he's put out over the years. And there's a lot to choose from. And so we just thank you for sharing a few moments with us to learn a little bit more about Straight Ahead Jazz, learn a little bit more about Orrin Evans. And please continue to support artists like Orrin Evans, as well as continue to support this channel, Euphoria Media, and shows that we do here, like Shine the Light. Again, in the comments, let us know what you feel about this program and what we're doing here. Share it with your friends, and your feedback is more than welcome. And so we ask you just to continue to love on yourself and love on others as we continue to shine the light.